Okay, welcome. These tutorials are going to show you how to create a basic program using Python, and the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to do a number of videos over the next few weeks, and after I do the video I'll probably do a quick challenge then as well, and I'll try and print some answers out to go along with the challenge. The first thing like I like to do when I start programming is I always start with my Python shell on one side, which is over here, and I have my code window over here. Now the difference between the shell and the code window is this. If I wanted to with the shell, I can type all my commands I would normally do, but I'd have to do it sort of one line at a time with the shell. Whereas here I can write a full-on script, and I can write say 1,000 lines of code and then run the program at once. The shell is pretty good because that outputs my program when I've run it, and I can easily stop the program running by closing the shell. So let's have a look then at some of the things we can do. Well, first of all, I'll show you what we can do with the shell. If I wanted to print out a basic number, I could do print, and then we're going to do 8. Now when I press enter, notice I haven't had to save anything, it just runs the program, so it just executes the program. So you can see there it's just displaying the number 8. Let's say for example we want to do a basic calculation. If I do print 8 plus 9 as an example, and press enter, it gives me the answer 17, because all it's doing is it's using the math operator to add both of these up. Now we can write these programs, instead of writing them a line at a time, we can write them in this code editor here. So I'm going to just start by doing print, as I've already done, print 8, and then on a new line I'm going to do print 8 plus 9. And what I'm going to do this time is we're going to run the code. Now notice every time I'm pressing enter it's not doing anything. That's because to run this program I need to go run and then run module, or I can press F5 for short. It's going to ask me to save it. Now I've already saved this program, but if I click OK, what it'll do then is it runs the program for me, and you can see the two outputs here. Now we can do a number of different things with this. We can do a variety of different math operators. So as an example, if I do another print and then we do 8 minus 9, I can do print 8 times 5, and I can also do a division. So I do print 5 divided by 1 as an example. Now when I run this program now, it's going to ask me to save again, and then it'll come up then with all of the answers. Now notice the last answer, the division. Most of these are whole numbers, apart from the last one. Now this is something to do with the data type which is outputted, and we'll look at data types in another video. However, just to give you a bit of background, these are all integers, they're all whole numbers, whereas with the division it creates something called a float, which is a decimal place number. So if we change this now, instead of 5 divided by 1, if I do 5 divided by 2 and then run this code, you should see now it says 2.5. Now we could change any one of these to a decimal and it'll then give me a decimal place here, but it's just interesting that even if it has a whole number, the decimal always will return the value of a float. Now we've so far worked with numbers. What happens if we want to work with letters? Well, if I do this print and then hello as an example and then run the code, it may not work. I say it may not work, it definitely will not work. So when I press OK, it's going to say the name hello is not defined. That's because this thinks it's a variable. Now in the next video we are going to look at variables, but if you want to get text to just appear, we need to put it in speech marks. So you use the Shift and 2 on the keyboard, and you can see now that's green. So that's highlighted now in green. When I run this code now, you can see hello has come up on the bottom. Now you'll notice hello is right up against the last math problem that we've just done, even though I've left the space. Python ignores the space and just runs the code. It just looks for the next thing to run, which obviously is hello. Now if we wanted to do something else, so I could do print how are you as an example, when I run this now, we're just going to have another item coming up there. So that's how you do some basic math operators, and that's how you get Python to display some basic text out into the shell. In the next video we're going to be looking at how to use variables and what they can be used for.